Hello dear followers, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. You're in the right place for the most talked about moments, and today's story has the entire entertainment scene buzzing. All the details are right here, so settle in. But before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed and that you've tapped like, so you never miss the latest twists, turns, and whisper-worthy updates from your favorite stars. What unfolded over the last few days genuinely caught fans and the media off guard. Alina, the brilliant, measured, and widely admired star of some of the most successful dramas of the last few years, made a decision that no one saw coming. In a move that blended courage with vulnerability, she announced that she is postponing one of her most anticipated incoming series to focus on her personal life. And yes, this is all about a love story, her love story, with the man who has stood by her with quiet strength and unmistakable charm, Navruz. According to those closest to the couple, the reason for the pause is simple yet deeply meaningful. Alina and Alp are preparing for their wedding. The preparations are already in motion, and sources say the pace is nothing short of exhilarating. Friends describe Alina as a bride-to-be who has thrown herself into the process with a mix of discipline and dreamy excitement, selecting fabrics, comparing silhouettes, and experimenting with veils that catch the light like a secret. She's carefully balancing a guest list that blends the intimate circles of family with the dazzling names of her professional world. And as for a venue? That decision is said to be a tug-of-war between the poetry of the Bosphorus at sunset and the rare serenity of an out-of-town escape where the sky seems to lean in and listen. Those who've seen her lately talk about a glow that can't be faked. The kind of glow that doesn't come from cameras or makeup, but from the feeling that you're standing on the threshold of a chapter you've always imagined. Alina is savoring it, moment by moment, unafraid to let the world glimpse that she is both the consummate professional and a woman who knows when to protect something fragile and sacred. She gave a brief but striking statement that hinted at the tumult beneath her composed exterior. She admitted the decision wasn't easy. How could it be, when so much of her identity is entwined with her craft? Alina loves her work, audiences know that, colleagues know that, and you can feel it in the way she inhabits a character. But sometimes life places a tender, irreplaceable moment in your hands, one that asks for your full heart. That was her message, spoken with grace, that there are times when you choose to be all in, choose to be present, and trust that the stories on screen will wait for the story you're living now. Meanwhile, her relationship with Alp has been trending across social media for months. Every post a spark that ignites a wave of comments. They don't flood their feeds with content, but when they do share, it lands. A photograph of a seaside walk at Blue Hour. A candid shot of Alp laughing while Alina hides her smile behind her hand. A quiet video clip from a weekend getaway where the only soundtrack is the wind and their footsteps. Fans interpret, discuss, and celebrate, pointing out the light in their eyes, the ease between them, the way they seem to speak a private language without saying a word. It's the sort of chemistry that turns even the smallest update into a headline. No official wedding date has been announced yet, and that, of course, only fuels the speculation. Those close to the couple insist the big day is approaching sooner than anyone expects. Industry watchers are already guessing venues, designers, even the band that might play their first dance. Will Alina choose a classic silhouette with clean lines, or will she surprise everyone with a modern, architectural twist? Which house is crafting the gown, and will there be a second dress for the reception? Rumor has it there have been conversations with a designer known for ethereal lace, and another who is pure minimalism, two ideas reflecting the two elements of Alina's public identity, softness and steel. And the guest list? That's a tapestry still being assembled. If the whispers are true, it will be a rare tableau of old friends, on-set confidants, and a few unexpected names that reveal just how deep and broad the couple's connections run. One source claims there's been talk of an intimate ceremony followed by a larger celebration, a compromise that lets them hold the vow itself close while still honoring the people who've lifted them along the way. The music has been another conversation altogether. Alp, with his easy charisma, reportedly wants moments of spontaneity that will keep the night alive, while Alina is said to be leaning toward a curated playlist that tells a story from the first note to the last, proof that even in real life, she thinks like a narrator. Professionally, none of this means a full stop. Alina's team has confirmed that the postponed project will return to the schedule after the wedding. Scripts will wait, sets will be ready, and the creative partnerships she has cultivated won't evaporate, they'll deepen. There's even a sense among insiders that this pause will sharpen her perspective, giving her performance a new well of lived experience. People within the industry have a phrase for this kind of interlude: refueling. It's not stepping away, but stepping inward, gathering strength and inspiration, and then stepping back with new color in the voice and new fire behind the eyes. Alp, for his part, has been the epitome of steady support. He's kept appearances low-key, choosing to let the narrative center on Alina's choice while quietly tending to the details he's best at handling: logistics, arrangements, moments of levity when the to-do list gets heavy. Those close to him say he's been the calming presence in the room, the one who can take a tense minute and turn it into laughter with a glance. He's asked the right questions, shielded the parts of their lives that belong only to them, and stood beside her without overshadowing her. It's the kind of partnership fans hope is real and, in this case, truly is. Of course, where there is anticipation, there is conversation. The press is already crafting possible scenarios. A waterfront ceremony drenched in gold light. A garden party with an orchestra tucked behind hedges, letting the music drift like perfume. A mountain hideaway where Dawn is invited as a guest of honor. Cakes have become a topic, as they always do, one tier or many, classic white or bold and unexpected. Some claim tastings have taken place that favored delicate citrus and almond over the heavier options, a choice that fits Alina's affinity for elegance with restraint. Between fittings and tastings, there is heart. There are family talks that go late into the evening, laughter that dissolves into tears and then back again, small compromises that mean everything. There are calls with old friends, invitations written, lines edited, promises rehearsed. There are nights when the future feels too big and bright and exhilarating to sleep through, and mornings when coffee tastes different because the world does. Through it all, Alina has kept a private diary of sorts, moments she wants to remember not because they're perfect, but because they're true. Fans are watching closely, but kindly. Comment sections have become pages of letters, hundreds of voices telling her she's allowed to choose herself, reminding her that careers thrive when the soul is nourished. Many have said they can't wait to see what she creates when she returns, and that in the meantime, they'll be here for the love story. Others recount their own pauses, mothers, writers, teachers, students, saying that stepping aside for a moment gave them back a version of themselves they'd been missing. The replies are a chorus that speaks to something larger than celebrity, the way we all root for each other when happiness is within reach. And while the spotlight is bright, the couple has handled it with tact. They haven't overshared. They haven't staged the illusion of perfection. They've given us enough to understand, but kept the rest where it belongs. That boundary is part of what makes this moment so compelling. We're witnessing a real decision, not a publicity stunt. We're seeing an artist choose her life, trusting that her audience will understand, and we do. So what happens next? For now, the plan is simple. Finalize the choices that still need a yes or a no. Write the vows in a voice that sounds like their own. Spend time with family, tie ribbons and loosen nerves, and remember to breathe. And after the celebration, the work resumes. The scripts that were on the table still wait for her hands. Directors who value her instincts are ready to welcome her back. If anything, this break will make the comeback sweeter, the scene work more lived in, every choice more specific and brave. That is what people who've watched her from the first day are saying, that the best is not behind her or even in front of her, but growing right now inside this pause. Until the day arrives, updates will be small, deliberate, and treasured. A photograph of a lace swatch. The corner of an invitation on a sunlit desk. A bouquet from a friend that hints at a palette, creamy whites, softened greens, a blush that looks like the very first light of morning. Each drop of information ripples across the fanbase, and every ripple carries the same message: they're almost there. And as we watch, it becomes clear why Alina remains one of the most beloved figures in entertainment. It isn't only her talent or her beauty or the string of successes that would be impressive on anyone's resume. It's the way she moves through life with intention. It's the humility that lets her say, out loud, that she needs a moment. It's the courage to choose joy and the discipline to protect it. Together, Alina and Alp are telling a story that feels both cinematic and deeply human, a reminder that the best plot lines are the ones we live. We've reached the end of today's video, and what a journey it has been. Thank you for spending your time with us here at Turkish Spotlight Secrets. If you felt the heart behind this story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with friends who are rooting for love as much as we are. We'll keep watching with you, we'll keep listening between the lines, and we'll be here with the next chapter as soon as it unfolds. Until then, take care, be kind to your own story, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now, and with all sincerity, thank you for being here.